Now, you're standing here chatting to me off the back of a TEDx talk that you spoke at here in Cape Town. Tell us a little bit about the topic. What were you speaking about?
Yeah, it was a great honor to do my first TEDx talk at UCT. And really, I think, Narusha, what inspired me, it was not a story about, it was not about the Wonder Bag. It was about the journey that the Wonder Bag has taken me on. And, if I have to reflect back on the past 7 years and what really has been pivotal in continuing the journey, going through those pain barriers of being an entrepreneur, of taking something new to market, of is the woman and the stories behind it. And I started this because I have always felt that the solution to Africa was to empower women in communities. And that is, I'm talking about economic empowerment, which then gives personal freedom, it gives choice, it gives our caregivers the ability to bring the future leaders into the world, which is our children, with their own sense of self. And that's where this all came from. So when I had the aha moment in 2008, I had been working very much in communities, in over 700 communities, doing earthworm farming, vegetable garden, all sorts of things, looking at what was going to empower women to be able to be self-fulfilled in order to concentrate on what they wanted to do, which is nurture and feed your family. So I really was taking the audience on Saturday through my journey and sharing some of the most extraordinary experience I've had. The countries I've been to more than 52 countries. I've been to refugee camps. I've been to some of the harshest war zones. I've been across America. I've met women from every single walk of life. I've seen the lonely side of Hollywood celebrities. I've really, I've wanted to understand what this world has to change. The stats speak for themselves. 3 billion people are eating off fires every day. 1 billion people in our lifetime won't have access to health care. 82% of women in Africa, girls and women, are raped whilst collecting firewood. These are the realities of what we're living with. And there has to be another way. I think with the rise in terrorism, we've just seen the xenophobia in KZN. I mean, all of these things for me say something's wrong. And we need to do something differently, and we need to do it now. Talk is cheap. We've done the talk. So, the poverty barometers are getting worse. Climate change is on the back burner. I mean, what is going to shift that's going to make us stand here in 5 years' time and say the world is a safer, better place for us to live in? And I truly believe that it's the empowerment of women that's going to do that. And I'm not alienating men when I say that. I think there is some extraordinary, amazing moral leadership that is being, is out there and setting an example, men and women. And I think what we need to look at is empowering women across the supply chain, and we need to look at the economic solutions. So I'm about economies. I'm about how do we get women into mainstream economies, and whether that's bartering, which is a currency of Africa. So you're talking about goats, you're talking about crops, and the size of the prize, literally from the woman who lives on 20 US cents to the stakeholder or the shareholder of the New York Stock Exchange. If you look right across the supply chain, there are huge opportunities for commercial businesses, for healthcare companies, for entrepreneurs, for innovation. How are we going to bring this mainstream? And that's really what I was sharing, was the stories that have brought me to the conclusion that there are two things that have to happen. One is more women have to get involved from the bottom to the top. and we have to leave our egos at the door. So we have to incorporate corporations and development have to become synonymous. And there's not the aid world and the business world. They've got to be one. So it's those two things that I think that are going to drive us successfully into a world that we're proud to live in.
Well, Sarah, it's been such a privilege talking to you today, and thank you so much for explaining this incredible product to us and also highlighting the importance of women empowering women. It's a fantastic message for South Africans. Thank you.
Thank you very much.